Lucha Afterground.
Welcome back, everybody. Wow. We're excited to be here. It's me, it's Travis. Max is still far, far away. Again, we are here with, as always,
Kevin?
That's sweet. I like that change in tone. And there it is. Peeking the mic again, just like we used to. It wasn't that bad though. We thought I think it ended up.
Yeah, last week Trav was yelling a lot because he was
just so excited.
So excited.
I was riled up about the spoilers on the internet.
Ooh.
But I'm really excited to have a really cool guest here with us tonight. Former ECCW champion, you've held
Stampede Wrestling.
I was saving that for the end. That's did Kevin tell you how much I marked out when I learned that you are the reigning North American heavyweight champion?
I don't know if I had to defend that in a certain amount of time or anything like that, but yeah.
From Stampede Wrestling. This is really thrilled to have with us here, Ravenous Randy Myers.
Hey guys.
Hi.
Ooh.
Really quickly, you'd said you'd seen your experience with Lucha Underground. Seen like 3.
Yeah, today was my 3rd episode. I believe. Yeah,
okay,
2 episodes from the first season, and then today.
Yeah. And what's really cool is Randy has worked with some of the boys and the girl, and
indeed,
we'll get to that in a bit. But this is Lucha Underground, Season 2, Episode 13. Quick recap at the beginning. Dario Cueto is reminding them of the Trios Tournament. Mil Muertes and Katrina, a little bit of them, and Matanza. And it finishes with the last line Dario said to Matanza, "Bring death to the dead," which I thought was pretty cool.
Well, it's a pretty hard-hitting line.
It sounds like a Motorhead lyric.
It does.
Bring death to the dead! Bringing death to the dead now!
Very good. That's our Lemmy tribute. A few months later, we'll have Prince tribute.
No?
Okay.
Not on my show.
Okay. All right. First segment. Phoenix in Dario Cueto's office with Drago and Aerostar. Talked about them when they were a trios team and reminded them of their past issues, who was it? Aerostar and Drago had that history where they had a best of 5 last season. So he says instead of putting them together, he's going to team Phoenix up with PJ Black and Jack Evans.
From the heavens,
against the Disciples of Death. And he says Drago versus Aerostar for a medallion. There's 7 medallions.
a succulent pulled pork.
Sounds delicious. But once all 7 of them, they put them together in a 7-way match, and whoever wins that gets all the medallions, and it becomes part of a belt called the Gift of the Gods. That is like Money in the Bank, but the promoter chooses when they cash it. It's cool.
Oh, okay, very cool. Very cool.
It's a really great looking belt too. Kevin hates it.
Yeah, no, because it looks like a belt that you would give to a guy who won a marathon in the 1930s or something.
Oh,
or like,
I'm talking like little plates on it.
Yeah, it's got like narrow, 7 plates because each one of them has its own like a medallion, and it just looks like something Sir Roger Bannister got after he ran the first 4-minute mile.
Yeah, and now he's. I tell you, since he figured out that he was right about that Bannister fact, he's been dropping it all the time. Did you know? Like he's like we're at dinner parties, like that he wasn't even invited to. Anyways, so this brings us inside the temple and to our next episode of Man in the Wedge. Gotta let that wedge. And it's the same guy. The same guy it's been for the last 3 weeks. Horatio Sands with about 10% more Latino.
Yeah.
It's good to see him. I'm guessing we won't see him again. I'm
I
hoping
hope
we
not.
won't see
He's
him
a bum.
again.
He's my least favorite man in the wedge.
Me too.
Are we sure it's not Horatio Sands? He could have gotten like mexied up on the way in or something like that.
He's just tan.
Yeah, possibly.
Little tan. Horatio.
Yeah. I was saying, I don't know how Latino Horatio Sands is. I just think he looks 10% more, this gentleman. Anyways, that was it. Another episode.
Or it could be a 10% less Latino Gabriel Iglesias.
Okay.
So he's just slightly. He's the sweet spot between Gabe and Harish.
The old Gabe and Harish.
The old Gabe and Harish sweet spot.
Yeah. Thanks, Man in the Wedge. First match: Aerostar versus Drago. Right away, Matt Stryker asks when Aerostar makes his entrance, what kind
Has
of
he been eating sausages?
Well, no, we'll get to that. But he asked Vamp what he thinks his chances are, and Vampiro replies, do you remember?
No, I'm
it's like,
stoned.
oh, not very good. He's like, no, he just buried him right away. Like, did not give the guy a shot.
That's what you want.
Yeah, which I thought was a weird choice.
I think you should throw that in your entrance, actually. This guy's got no chance.
And then Drago comes in with his best get up to date.
Yeah.
Like, I think rivals Gandalf the White.
Like, well, let's not fucking nerd it up. We're still trying to keep our cool listeners.
I mean, Drago the White. When
there
he,
you go.
Yeah, thank you.
As long as whoever we're talking about is white. Now, listen, no, he had like an antelope fucking skull on his head.
Pretty awesome.
Very cool.
Yeah.
And the full wings. Yeah, Max.
This was a good night for gear.
Yeah.
There's a lot of good gear tonight.
Good gear. And like that's just nightmare material. If the wrong kid sees it,
Sure, definitely.
was Nora watching at that point? Nora was my daughter. She's 2 years old. She was engrossed.
She was gross.
Yeah, she is.
Shit her diaper.
Yeah, you get used to it. You know, it's you start to welcome that smell. Anyways,
You teach them not to do that, like a good kid does.
Yeah. Nobody poop.
Yeah.
Keep the evil in you.
So right away, like I said, I was excited for this match for these two guys because they've had some really good ones in the past. Started with some good mat work, arm drags, and toe holds and the like. And that sequence finished with a good little bit of bitterness where he slapped his hand away, kind of thing like, oh, okay, this isn't going to be so friendly. And right away, Aerostar looked a little gassed, but then he hit a really great springboard corkscrew. But then he hit that big botch onto the outside.
Yeah, that looked rough. It almost looked like he hit his head on the stairs there.
Yeah.
Yeah, he went for like a double springboardy deal, and when he went, he slipped off the top rope to the outside.
Mm-hmm.
He hit the part where it was really sweaty, though, to be fair.
That's what Matt was saying.
Yeah, Matt Stryker
Matt
pointed out that it's very sweaty in there.
Yeah.
Probably a little oily, too.
Yeah, that's true. Oily sweat's the worst.
But and I give Stryker props for that because he's not like, what's wrong with this guy? Like keep it going, right?
And I have slipped off a slippery rope.
Yeah,
you know it is. Yeah, they can get there. You know, somebody's too baby oiled up. You know.
Mm-hmm. And that was Mertes hasn't been out there yet.
That's why they call it a high risk maneuver.
Very good. At this point, I was pretty sure that he was blowing up, or that he had blown up because of that. He was still managing to like dig this thing and hit a nice flip to the outside. But I noticed he before he'd do it, he'd kind of have to gear himself up to do it.
Did he have a knee injury in the last year? Because like he is noticeably a little bit heavier.
He looked
than
a little
he was.
bigger. Yeah,
so is that maybe it's just a symptom of that?
Maybe.
Could be just smaller gear. Maybe the gear lady didn't get his measurements right.
Yeah,
it's
possible. It's entirely possible. Have you ever had? Do you make all of your own gear? Has that always been the case?
No, it's not always been the case. I just got fed up with gear ladies.
So okay, are there like famous gear ladies out in the West?
Not really. No, you have to normally go to somebody who does like figure skating or some sort of gymnastics. So I've been known to have like my skulls have rhinestones just thrown on at the last minute. I'm supposed to be excited about it, and then they're like, "Look, I put some rhinestones all over your skull there." And you're like, it's not what I was looking for.
A friend of mine, his mom was a gear lady in Calgary for years, and she made gear for everybody from like Champagne Jerry Morrow, Bad News Brown. The only time she ever marked out, he told me, is that when Rick Martel came to the house for some gear, and as soon as he left, she ran to the phone and called all of her girlfriends.
Ricky Martel.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, he is. When you watch really old stuff of him, you just hear the girls just scream for him, man. Yeah. Rick Martel's awesome. Rick Martel is awesome.
Very true,
awesome.
Very true.
He's showing up on that list you hate so much.
Oh yeah, we're not
like in the early numbers.
Lists.
Okay, sorry. All right. Drago hit another spin to the outside. Then there was a tightrope walk kind of thing
he
into
went
a
from
near
one
fall.
corner to the other.
With the hurricane, was that a hurricane rock?
Yeah, he did. Did he get pushed off too? I don't even remember. Did he land the hurricane? As Joey Styles called it, the Hunan Con Rana. He would always say it so weird. Hunan Conrana. Yeah, but if you're ever around Big Papa Pump, you make sure you call it a Frankenstein.
Frankensteiner.
I
I've
don't
heard
want
this
to deal
story.
with his wrath.
No, that's a muscly wrath. He was recently the eyewitness in an attempted murder
I
case.
saw
Did
that.
you see that?
I did see that,
It was
yeah.
pretty fantastic.
I just named him as a restaurant owner.
Yeah, didn't mention at all that
Yeah.
he is a former NWA tag.
Oh, the firm.
You think they would have gone there? That's where you
Yeah.
think they would have
Yeah.
gone?
I was trying to think
Former
of the
Ring
shoes.
Kaka. Wasn't he? Or what's
Yeah,
it?
Ring
King King.
Ring King. Sorry. He was there for a short while.
Yeah,
right?
he was definitely.
Yeah.
Former Papa of Pups.
Now,
Your hookup.
here's the thing with him. I heard he really, genuinely only cares about two things. And that would be his freaks and his peaks.
Oh, interesting.
I can't... it's one of those things you see, on the sheets, on their
That
sheets.
hasn't been verified by anybody.
But yeah, it's not, not Meltzer sheets, so it's
Okay.
you never know.
I got it.
Maybe something you want to ask Rick.
He also cares about Medeja! And I got this steel lead pipe that I hit a duck. Get my bags! Where's Medeja? He's fat! Alright.
So anyways, back to this match. We saw that really cool kind of following 619 that I had never seen, where he was running alongside him.
Who was that? Aerostar hit Drago?
I think it was Aerostar was chasing Drago. Yeah.
Drago in the butt.
He
Yeah.
hit him in the kidneys.
Yeah.
He made his back crack and his liver quiver.
Ooh. Realign the spine at the same time.
Oh, I like it.
Very good, guys. And then from there, hit that springboard, nasty looking code breaker. That was a solid finish.
Yeah.
And it was not a bad match, but I think Aerostar needs to either, as you said, maybe he's getting off an injury or something. But I've seen him better. I've seen him look better. I think
the final, he really pulled it together for that final couple
Final
of
sequence was really
sequences
cool.
there. But
and we had talked about there's a moment where you can see that Drago has to kind of call an audible after that botch where they're getting close. But these guys were pros, and they pulled it off. Yeah, just a cough. Okay. Kevin had his hand raised. I thought he
you're
had a
gonna edit this
question.
out, aren't you?
No, maybe we'll see.
Oh, for fuck's sakes!
Next segment. Nice and loud. Mundo and Taya flirting aggressively backstage.
For a good chunk of that, I wasn't sure if he was wearing pants or if he was doing.
I don't think we ever saw.
No, we
saw
did
that.
because
Did
there
we
was
see
a
pants?
close up where you could see pant line. Believe me, I was looking hard down there, and just in case a little bit of Dewey slipped in there. But yeah, no. Taya came up to him. He was doing karate, and she said, "Is it possible?" And he said, "Is what possible? That you look better than you did last night."
Oh, God.
Good.
Which I'm guessing is true because he looked very, very well.
He looked good. He said, "I'm not just a man, I'm the man." And they give a high five, which I'm sure is just standing in for sex at that point, right? Because we've seen a few kind of pseudo-porno scenes. There was nothing pseudo-porno scene
definitely
about
not.
that.
They even had that weird porno haze
Yeah.
that kind of comes above the screen,
And
the Vaseline.
They slicked a little bit of Vaz over it. They used the View, the same filter that the View uses to shoot
Make
Barbara
the ladies
Walters.
look young. And it had what do you call those little fighting dummy things? Is that? But those were
Rock'em Sock'em Robots.
were just phallically placed, right? Where she's just talking to him and grabbing onto it. And then right after seeing all that, he learns that he's got a match. Cueto's got him in a match. He says classic Cueto, and he finds out it's the match with Cage. And he says he's going to take him to Slamtown. And after all this imagery, talking about Slamtown,
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
pull it back.
Slamtown is actually it's miles away from Suplex City. They're close.
Oh, yeah?
Really, yeah. It's off I-5,
Uh-huh.
past the east of Alderwood Mall.
Okay.
It's on the I-5.
All right. When's the best time to go? Does it get really touristy?
Weekdays till 7, weekends till 5. I mean,
Okay. So Taya finally pumps his tires, says he thinks he's really great, and he does a couple more punches and cuts away from that to our next match, which is Jack Evans, PJ Black, and Phoenix versus the Disciples of Death. And hearing their names from Melissa was made my pants move. I'm not gonna lie to you. She's the greatest. He knows
That's the
that,
best
he
thing
knows
about them. That's definitely the best thing is hearing her
Travis
say their name.
thinks that Melissa Santos is somehow better than any of the other hot chicks that do announcing.
I think
it's
she's the
just
best.
it's just the accent.
No.
It's
She
good
adds,
names to say,
she adds a
too.
little something. The way she put sass in Katrina later when she's like, Katrina, like, man, no, she's doing the extra things.
Give me Chimmel.
Hashtag-
Superstar.
Anyways, I'm not gonna open that one up. It got really heated a couple eps back.
Yeah, in the Santos corner.
The Melissa Santos.
Melissa
corner.
Santos corner.
These are our sub podcasts within the. So Taya is one of the girls that went through ECCW.
Very true, yeah. And she trained with Storm in Calgary. I met her at a Stampede Wrestling show years and years ago, where Teddy Hart told me, "This girl, she can do backflips on the top of a limo. Just I'll have her signed in 2 weeks."
Yeah.
And then was this 10 years later? Now she's on TV, so that's great. It's good to see.
That's rad. Cool. Yeah. No, she does really well. I don't know if there's lots of intergender in this and stuff, and sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. But she's, for the most part,
She's good.
Yeah.
I think what our podcast has sorely been missing this entire time is a Teddy Hart impression.
Yeah.
And we finally got it.
Fantastic.
So that's the only reason you brought me on. Wasn't
Yes.
it? Yeah.
Pretty much.
Teddy Hart does have Lucha Underground connections. He trained.
Well,
Is that what he said?
he claimed to have trained Phoenix and Pentagon,
Mm-hmm.
but that could have been
This is from the Rolling Stone.
a couple. He could have been a couple of times in the ring with them.
Yeah.
It wasn't I doubt that he was.
Do you think he just dropped those names
Gumbo.
because they had a little bit of cred right now?
He did well in that Rolling Stone article. He didn't even know that Pentagon was the guy that he was talking to until after Pentagon left, and someone's like, "Oh, by the way."
Huh.
Yeah.
Cool.
But he's trying to make a WWE comeback, and he's talking about selling weed and being charged with rape. And,
It's a good gimmick, right?
I mean, yeah.
Godfather's in the Hall of Fame, so
Yeah. Does he always bring cats with him too? Did I hear that about him? Yeah, like he brings them to wrestling shows, right?
Yeah.
Rest in peace, Mr. Money.
Yeah.
Oh, is Mr. Money no longer with
Yeah,
us?
no, you're the world's smartest cat.
Oh.
That's sad.
That is a shame.
Yeah, I'm sure he's Mr. Money Jr. or...
Well, was it recent? Because I was going to say these things come in threes, right? China, Prince, and... Sorry, too soon. Okay. So, we get into this match. PJ tries a howl into the crowd, gets a mild reply.
I was like, who's he talking about? PJ tries a wolf. I went to high school with PJ tries a wolf. What are you talking about over here, guy?
He fakes a tag to Phoenix and then goes for a tag to Jack Evans, who at that point doesn't want to get tagged
He
in.
was stretching.
Yeah.
Who was it on the apron that didn't want to tag in?
Jack Evans?
From the Heavens.
Okay. Jack Evans,
From the Heavens.
Thanks for clearing that up.
another guy that Randy roomed with for a while.
Very true. I met him in the short-lived Matt Rats promotion, which was the first promotion that I ever worked for.
Really?
Yeah.
Based out of
Calgary.
Yeah.
It was a guy, all kids promotion was the idea that once you were 21 or something like that. Yeah, I think you were kicked out of the promotion and sent off.
Wrestling Menudo.
Yeah, basically, yeah. But that's where I met Jack after years and years ago and saw him do one of the first 630s there. So
cool.
That's crazy.
Even at that young age.
Oh yeah, he was always as spectacular as he is.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Who else was in Matt Rats? Was Teddy Hart there?
Teddy Hart was hanging around there. Yeah, it was his project.
So if he wanted to if he had any ideas to make the turnbuckles cooler, what would it sound like if he was describing making turnbuckles cooler?
Guys, it's about time that we take it up a notch, there's never even been a fourth rope. What's the point? You don't know. Nobody's even taking it to that next level. We could build a fourth rope and we'd climb up there. We'd have oxygen masks up there, guys. And I mean, it's not like it would be that high, but it would just give the illusion that it was that high, and we'd be hitting double shooting stars with full twists.
Fantastic.
We've definitely been missing we need a Teddy Hart moment every couple of weeks.
We might add it to the soundboard. Usually we have a soundboard with that, so I think Randy...
They work for me!
I am laughing. Okay, that was awesome.
You'll have magnets in your shoes that activate, put wings out, and then the wings will actually fly. You have to believe that they will work.
Okay. So Phoenix to enter did that hot running, like he jumped in off the ropes, stepped on a guy's back into a Hurricane Rana.
Wow.
That was awesome.
It was flawless.
That's a good way to set a first impression. He did his triple Lutz. I feel like he had added something.
Well, he did a springboard into it, the one to the outside.
Yeah.
Instead of just jumping the ropes, Fosbury flop with the twists, he sprung off the second rope.
Yeah, and then Jack Evans is still saying he doesn't want in at this point. He's like, I don't want an injury, he said. And then I think he said, I'm the leader.
Jack Evans was amazing on this episode.
Yeah, that was cool.
Great facials, like his smirk at the end of the match.
That was the best. That was the time of that. It wasn't a smirk. It was a beautiful, little boy, innocent smile.
Totally.
Eddie Haskell,
sweetheart.
For all the Leave It to Beaver fans out there.
Yeah, it was very Dennis the Menace-esque.
Yeah. It was. It feel like it was a bit inconsistent with how his character had been up to this point? Because he hadn't been the chicken shit heel for the longest time, right? He was more of like uber braggadocious.
Right.
I mean, it's fine.
Well, he was the Dragon Slayer who threw haymakers at the naysayers.
Yeah.
But tonight I felt like there was like animosity is what I was really
in
that match. It was kind of like, and I kind of even still get a braggadocious feel from that I was the better high flyer than you. I'm going to wait to take my turn, let you do the dirty work, and I'm going to come in and be the star.
Yeah. He did wait for that moment. Yeah. That's a good point. Anything else? Anything you think about this match? Oh, I saw that they were trying to put over the unique abilities of the Disciples of Death, and that's when we finally started to see Barrio Negro start standing out.
I don't think I was right about that, about Barrio Negro being the purple one.
I think it is.
Because at some point in the match, I think they said another name for him.
Oh, yeah?
But I can Google it. Okay. I'm not going to, but I could.
Yeah, well, whatever. We know he's one of the guys.
We all know the purple.
The guy in the purple, he stood out. He stood out.
Purple. And speaking of the guy in purple, Prince R.I.P.
There it is. Phoenix came back in with some more magic, got the crowd really hot. Katrina with The Rock appears, because her and Phoenix have issues from way back.
We should start saying a stone, because we don't want people to think that The Rock showed up.
Yeah.
If you smell! It's an actual chunk of the earth.
Okay. Sorry if anybody got the wrong idea. He's a big fan, apparently. You saw that he
works out in their gear all the time.
Nice DDT from Purple Face.
Perfect,
And Phoenix really helped to sell it too, right?
Totally.
So I was wondering if these were the same guys. That's what I was starting to think. Because they looked better in this match, but spoiler alert, their last match as a team. But they look better than they ever had. Finally, Jack Evans starts to tag. He's House of Fire. His Pele kick missed a little bit there though, but he was didn't matter.
He was still all of his stuff was looking like something out of Jackie Chan movie or something.
Yeah, and he even did the kind of Ralph Macchio pose.
Yeah, totally.
Do you think Jack Evans from the Heavens could beat up Jackie Chan?
No.
At any point in Jack Evans' life, do you think that at any point...
I want to see a drunken master fight between the two of them.
Yeah,
that's the money, yeah.
That'd be fun to watch, but I'd put my money on Jackie. He's been training his whole life, right?
I don't know,
Yeah, I don't know. I'm glad I pulled the fucking e-brake on this podcast.
Anyways, then we see a blind tag to PJ Black. He hits his 450 for a near fall. We see some infighting, but still, they're still dominating at this point. Then there was a midair tag on the dive when he went. That was
really cool.
Yeah, but they were hiding. They were getting those tags, sneaking those tags in a unique way that I hadn't really seen before. And then we see another crazy spot to the outside from Jack Evans, and Phoenix hits a different kind of springboard.
Yeah, like a double springboard. I believe he landed on the second before he hit, which is incredible to get that kind of rotation off the second row.
Yeah, he's awesome. He's I'd say top 5 performers there. For me, anyways. Early on in the season, he was like he was doing the big work.
He was doing a lot of great stuff, and it was all so crisp too. Yeah. So it was great.
Yeah, and then we right after it's over, we get Jack Evans' sweet little adorable smile that we were talking about. That was just hilarious.
Did we recently see a match with Argenis?
Yeah.
That's Barrio Negro.
Oh, there we go. Huh.
So, that's interesting.
And
I
that's,
just
and
learned
it's
that.
a purple mask, right?
I can't get confirmation, but
Okay.
it
We're
doesn't
on
say
it.
which
We've got our
color
people.
mask
We've
is.
got our people looking into it. Anyways, back from the thing. I should mention quickly. I do award stars sometimes, but only if we hit 3.
And you don't hit.
I haven't
you
hit
don't
3
give
yet.
stars.
We call them the snowflakes. 'Cause
Oh,
we're
nice.
Canadian.
Yeah, that's very nice. It's cute.
Uh,
No two are the
but
same.
that's not unique to us. A lot of people say snowflakes. Like if you hit too many, if you have like a really great show, you call it a blizzard or a snowstorm.
Ooh. I've never had a great show, so apparently because I've never heard that before.
It might be something out of the south. Who knows? Anyways, back in Dario's office with the trios champs, and I was saying at this point, these guys fit in with Lucha Underground. It doesn't matter when they show up. Those 3 guys, Son of Havoc, Evilise, and Angelico.
Angelico.
Yeah, they've carved out a good little niche for themselves.
Angelico, he looks like what was your description of him early in the season?
A Monster Energy drink.
Yes, it's like a wrestling Monster Energy drink.
But he's good. He's really good.
Very good, and I mean he's great, and he's long-limbed lucha, and the only bad thing about him is where he's from. South Africa.
He's done like he gets invited to like those PWG shows, I think.
Oh yeah.
too. Yeah. So we learned that they you're in the tournament. They're like, what? That doesn't mean anything.
The acting there was oof maron. He's like oh, that's not fair.
Yeah,
and Yelico with whatever accent he's going, oh.
But it was more like Son of Havoc was a guy who was more like gruffy. But I kind of buy it with that big beard a little more. You know.
He was like
there wasn't much face showing.
Yeah.
He was a masked, bearded Napoleon Dynamite. Gosh, we're already the champs.
But then he said that they had a bye to the finals. And first I'm like, isn't that basically the same
Yeah,
thing?
that's exactly the same thing.
Yeah.
But he then specified it's a 4-team elimination match. So it's basically these tournaments, it's not even a tournament. It's just each of these guys, everybody who's won these matches already, have advanced to this.
So would it be 4 teams in at the same time,
Yeah.
or 4 like 1-2 starts and like a gauntlet?
Elimination match, I think that means everybody starts
Yeah,
at
I
the
would
same
think
time,
so,
right?
yeah.
Gauntlet match would be one and then the next
team.
come in.
Right.
Yeah,
And they'd
since they were belt
okay.
teams.
But they could change it on us. You know, so.
yeah,
Okay.
wrestling.
Yeah. Disciples of Death, back in the locker room. Katrina is tearing them a new asshole. And it hates that Phoenix one. They hinted at that again.
Anyone. It's
Yeah.
Phoenix.
Yeah.
All the people.
Yeah.
Phoenix.
And she's like, "What? Give me a reason why I shouldn't kill you all." And our boy Barrio, maybe Purple Mask,
Purple Mask. That's for sure.
I like to call him Great Mask.
takes the heart out of both of the dudes.
He pulls their hearts out, and their hearts were black.
Yeah, and I figured that like we've been wanting the Disciples of Death out of there, and now this is a good compromise because you get to keep your pretty mask.
Purple Mask got to live the dream of Ed O'Neill in Wayne's World. Because you know what I want to do? I want to rip his still beating heart out of his chest and hold it up in front of his face so he can see how black it is before he dies. So Purple Mask might unmask to be Ed O'Neill.
Wow.
Who works at Stan Makita's Donuts
Donuts,
in Aurora, Illinois.
It's all in the same universe, man.
Which is a suburb of Chicago.
And the good thing about that too is I really liked that when it went away and his hands were turning red and you just see like those piles of like goo.
Yeah.
That's what like in terms of like burning goo. That was fun. That was cool. I like
that
that
was really
kind of thing.
cool.
And then we
Much
get
less fun of a rave to go to than Burning Man. Is Burning Goo.
burning Disciples of Death. And then we get an ad for a Johnny Mundo workout, and you guys noticed a little what we call in the movies a flub.
What was the flop?
He pointed to a muscle.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. He goes, this one's really good for your deltoids. And then he pointed to his traps.
And he said, and your pecs. Isn't that what he said or something? But
Oh.
it didn't match up.
Didn't match what he
Yeah.
was pointing at.
I didn't care. It
Yeah.
all looked great.
It's so
Yeah.
great. Yeah. the spider walk. That's the one I can kind of do up until you get to the wall, and then I can't do that as much.
Yeah. Is it the same workout every week?
No, it's a different one.
He did some scorpion push-ups.
Scorpion push-ups. Wow. That one, forget about it. I tried it once by myself, and I was like huffing and puffing before I could even. I wasn't how much huffing and puffing, just like feeling like burning right away kind of thing. But I am not in the same physical condition as yourself, Mr. Myers. Moving on to the main event. We got Mil Muertes with Katrina, and again, I really enjoyed the way Melissa said her name. Versus Matanza Cueto for the championship. And this was a Clash of the Titans, good old school, like two beasts against each other, right? Great entrances from both of them. Talk about good gear. Mil Muertes' headdress. So it's awesome.
Cool, His headdress and his little like leather chest gimmick thing.
Everything about it is
and I love how Katrina stays in it when she's just like tearing the straps off of him and stuff.
Oh my god. What a body.
There it is. And then Matanza comes down to the ring led by Dario with the key once more. That's because he keeps him locked up in a cage, right?
Okay, that makes sense.
Matanza comes in, he just throws the belt on the mat, and he looks hungry, you know? And we hear Stryker say this is like Galactus versus Thanos. I thought that was a nice touch.
Yeah, that is a nice touch.
Great initial energy. Matanza's down early. It was the first time we'd ever seen this. And it counters, and it turns into just like a power moves back and forth. And we see into a big power slam from Mil Muertes, which for like these two big guys, even though I mean they're not tall, but with that bulk,
beefy,
that bulk to be moving around like they are was really great.
Because they're both roughly like around 5'10", like what 240-ish,
240, 260 maybe. Yeah.
So then there's a really great back and forth between the two of them, and I realized this is the first non-squash Matanza match we've seen so far.
This is the first time he's been down.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like before this, the closest he was to down was when Muertes jumped in the ring and threw him out, and he still landed on his feet.
Yeah. Like he was a surprise entrant in their Aztec Warfare kind of thing, and then eliminated 8 guys.
Oh, jeez.
And Rey Mysterio was the last one. That was the guy who came closest, and the crowd was wanted it so bad. That was awesome.
Cool.
If you look at the Aztec Warfare too, that was a great wrestling show.
Cool, watch out for
sure. So we should talk quickly about Matanza, because that's the third Jeff Cobb.
That's true, very true. Yeah, I met Jeff at a TNA tryout in New Jersey, actually, and I met a friend of his. He's originally from Guam, but then he moved to Hawaii, and he knows a friend of mine from Hawaii, and then so I went down to Hawaii. He came up to Calgary. We've gone to San Fran together.
Rad.
Yeah, we've been all over. So he's a rad dude. I'm glad to see him finally getting a break, because the amount of talent that guy has is insane. Like he can move, and he's just like a beast. He's just a beast in the ring.
Oh man, that's
all his ability in with 3 more inches. He would be in WWE.
Sure,
like, you know what I mean? Like
easy,
But he's 5'10", and that might be generous. And then,
but they booked him like you got to see the way they booked him in this. They made a star out of him like in 15 minutes or whatever.
He's a star that's been waiting to happen.
Yeah,
so
that's
he's
cool.
like he reminds me of Brock like a lot. Like Brock, he's just not like the size.
He's just not
like
huge.
the height, but his neck is like so thick. He's just
How old is he?
He's a younger guy too. I'd say he's like maybe 30 or like
So he can only get better too.
Yeah,
like because I think as great as it is, I think Muertes is just. We love Puma as a talent on this show, and Ricochet, he's incredible. But I think Muertes, in a weird way, is like the heart of this promotion. I think he is so good, man.
Yeah.
I think he's like Lesnar level.
Yeah.
A lot of that too comes down to him just having such a body.
Okay.
Just what a body.
Anyways.
Matanza, goddamn, that go back to Aztec Warfare 2. That was my favorite show of the year. It was so perfect how they debuted a character and instantly everybody knew what he was about. And so much power.
Yeah.
The goddamn gut wrench.
So I was just going to get to it. Two gunt wrench.
Gunt wrench.
I like that.
He wrenched his gunt.
Oh.
Here's a stip. It's a gunt wrench. That's a stip. You can only win with gunt wrenches. So he hits 2, and then almost it's a third one, but he may as well have like used as much power to get the guy to get Muertes up to his teeth or to his feet. Jesus Christ!
Flipped him right up onto his feet from a garbage.
But Muertes counters and tosses him to the outside. At this point, Dario gets involved.
Was that the ugly? Because Matanza took a bump to the outside where it looked like he fucking might have.
I think that might have been it. Yeah.
So gross.
Yeah. Because then he was selling. Yeah, because he was selling the leg right after this. Yeah. Or maybe not selling it. Yeah. Right.
Easy sell.
Yeah. And that's when Dario got involved. Muertes grabs him, and Matanza steps in. They go to the table. Katrina gets involved. So some nice symmetry to the storytelling there on the outside. Good brawl. They go into the stands. He picks up some vintage oil can or something.
Like a water can from the wall. So is it supposed to be like a primitive extinguisher or something? Like
I don't know, but it looked like it hurt.
Yeah,
it would hurt either way. Yeah, I don't want either of those men hitting me with. If they hit me with a thing of butter, it would hurt.
Moves up the stairs on top of Dario's office. He teases a throw from on top of the office. It's nutters, just getting really intense. And then he hits a flatliner through the roof. Holy shit chant. Great final image of Dario screaming war at Katrina holding the rock up there.
He's holding the key.
So we get what we want. We get a blow off. That's what we like. We were worried that they had put these guys together too quickly because like Matanza's only had those 2 squash matches other than the thing. They now they can develop this feud. I thought it was awesome. I thought both guys did great. 3 3/4 snowflakes.
Whoa! Dropping snowflakes. Dropping tons of snowflakes.
Two great monsters, like I said. Muertes, I think, is the best. Anything?
They both looked great in that match, for sure. No, and the characters were both well developed at the same time.
And like the biggest thing from a match that ends in a schmoz is you want more, right? And that's I think that's what we want.
Exactly, but like you said, still felt like I got a payoff. Like I didn't feel like I was gypped out of a payoff.
Sure.
Sometimes it was just schmoz, like
to put somebody through the they can only do that once a season. I figure it's become a trope.
Oh,
like it has happened once before. And
somebody went through the roof last year.
Yeah.
Who was that? Do you remember?
I want to say I think it was El Patron got thrown through the window last year. It might have been Pentagon.
Where's he been?
Well, he was one of the extended, basically competitive squash against Matanza.
Right.
So he's got to go back there and regroup, right?
Yeah.
Go back to his master. Anyways, then we got one last segment in Vasquez's office. We got a quick little Easter egg of some missing wrestlers, and we saw Alberto there, which was interesting.
And, Hernandez.
Yeah, like I wonder
left for TNA and then got told at TNA that his contract with Lucha Underground was still valid. So they had to cut out all of his stuff from TNA. TNA had to let him go, and then Lucha Underground didn't bring him back.
Yeah.
So
and
also got MVP fired.
He was on that
because MVP was the one that said, "Hey, you guys should bring in Hernandez."
So he was Jesus.
Yeah.
Poor guy. Well, Hernandez. He was, from what I hear, Lucha Underground had been his best work, but I don't know. Did you had you?
Yeah, like he did the TNA stuff, and he was an old Ring of Honor.
Yeah.
When he was younger, a big guy who would do a fucking suicide dive.
Yeah. I liked his border toss. That always looked. I didn't want to take it, but it looked rugged.
Yeah.
Like that. Razor's edge, but he just tossed you across the ring.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I said, I don't want to take it.
Yeah.
So.
It just sounds like he. Like that's something you got to have your I's and T's when you're looking at contracts and all those things, man. That's a shame.
Lowercase J's.
Thanks.
That's a Wayne's World 2 reference. We're getting all of the Penelope Spheris movies.
Or no, I was going to say like Saturday Night Live spin-offs. We got just a little bit of time left. We got to fit in Roxbury and Coneheads. And
son of a bitch. All right.
Stewart saves his family.
Yeah. It's Pat.
Oh, God. The latest man.
Jeez.
Come on.
Take that rock, Katrina, and do it in the butt.
Fantastic.
Have sex doggy style.
Okay, that's disgusting.
This has by far been the most voices done in an episode. I think we missed the soundboard.
Yeah, well, I did my spot on British accent last last week when I talked about Max turning on the flipsy over there in the interwebs in the UK. I believe that's what they say.
I hope a fucking drive-by takes us all out right now.
Flip on the snip tube.
Oh, Christ. What's going on in this place?
And I always do, of course, the Puma's real voice, lead singer of the B-52s. Like, let's get these guys!
Yeah, because Puma had never spoken until recently, and when he did, we fantasized about what would happen.
What he would sound like if he said,
"We're here at the temple and we're going to war."
Anyways, yeah, we like that one a lot here. We have fun. We have a lot of fun.
We have fun.
Time.
So we're in the office. It was weird. It was interesting. It was weird seeing Del Rio there. I thought that I feel like they could kind of get in trouble with it. Yeah, you know, like, cause I don't know.
No, I don't know what that either. Yeah,
but it didn't say Del Rio, so
yeah.
But still,
I wonder if they owe the rights to his face. You know what I mean?
I know. Like, I know that those contracts were pretty insane that they make you sign. Like, I know that at one point the WWE one said that they own the rights to your face when they broadcast into space.
Jesus. Yeah.
So, just in case.
Yeah.
And
just in case the aliens get.
You haven't heard anything about him possibly coming back or still working. No, right?
No.
See, because that's what I thought about at this scene. So the guy comes in, a councilman comes in, and he's talking about Boyle Heights and the temple, and he says, my employer would like you to drop your case against Dario Cueto. And she's like, the mayor? Why do I care about him? He's like, no, it's someone much more powerful. And then he gives a wink on the way out that is so, like, made me think of Alberto El Patron. I mean, it could mean nothing. Maybe they're just trying to throw a red herring. And I know, like, his name, I hadn't heard his name being mentioned. Maybe they have some long-term plan with him? I don't know either. But that, it could mean nothing. It could just be a stupid little fucking wink, you know? But I don't know. That's
it was a very cheesy wink.
Yeah. What was worst was her anguish afterwards.
Yeah, oh, definitely.
Yeah, she grabbed her head like she was in a fucking 1980s Advil commercial.
This job is so difficult. But otherwise, anyways, I thought that was a good episode. I was happy with it. I got 3 good matches and one really good match. Bordering on great, I thought, and set us up for more exciting things to come. Anything you fellas want to add?
No, I thought it was a great show. Maybe want to watch it more for sure.
Yeah.
Anything you want to plug? What's the next show for ECCW?
The next show? Gee, when is the next show for ECCW? I think it's the. I'm doing their anniversary show, which is
that logo looked awesome.
It looks really sweet. Huh?
20th anniversary.
20th anniversary
of
show.
ECCW.
Yeah, and that is the 21st of May.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and that's going to be a fun show, and that's out in New West.
Cool.
At the Sapperton Hall.
And just recently announced the big show again at the Commodore in.
The big show's going to be there?
Well, no. Ballroom Brawl 6.
Yeah.
Yep. It's
June. It's July 21st, maybe?
Yeah,
somewhere around there.
That sounds right, yeah.
Or July 19th, I think. It's a Saturday around that fucking time in July. And
Banner's having an evening gown match.
Ooh.
Yes, with myself. At home. I'm not even going to the show. I might not be able to make that show. I might be in another province.
Yeah.
Cool.
I thought you were a fan, man.
Yeah,
No.
that hurts.
No, I don't like things.
Well, I'm going to try not get booked then.
I don't like things or stuff.
Anyways, all your shows are always a blast. It's always great to see you work. It's an honor to have you here to talk wrestling with you. I really appreciate it.
It was super fun.
Where can we follow you on? Give us some social media.
You can find me on Instagram at Ravenous Randy, and my Facebook is Randy Myers because they made me take the Ravenous away.
Yeah,
they didn't think that was real.
Yeah.
The jerks. And Twitter.
Yeah. Well, Zuckerberg's a follower. We can talk to him.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
cool,
he's a huge fan.
Yeah, nobody ever retweets me.
So is Biz Stone.
Oh, that's
one of the big guys at Twitter.
Yeah.
Biz.
Yeah. And oh gosh, there's another guy. I want to say Mr. Ace 30509. No, not Mr. Ace Freely. There's one guy who's given us a couple shout outs. So I appreciate it, and I feel like a jerk that I've forgotten right now.
Bastardized his name.
Was it Biz Stone?
I don't think it was Biz Stone. But we love our followers. We'd love more. Tell everyone about us. Give us a 5-star review. Follow us on Twitter. That's it. Until next time, the only question is,
us. Will you join us, Biz Stone?